Imagine a spiritual pathway that addresses your physical health, emotional frequency, mental clarity, and spiritual well-being, all in perfect harmony. This isn't just an ideal. It's the comprehensive nature of the Goddess Emergence show with Dr. Brie Gibbs, a spiritual leader, healer, and trance medium who, alongside of Goddess Bell, the creator, and other masters, will share information never before released on the planet to help guide and evolve humanity, and along the way, heal the four dimensions of body, emotions, mind, and spirituality. This show is about true spirituality, offering a new earth narrative and effective path to well-being as it accelerates the journey of our spiritual evolution to keep pace in this rapidly changing world. Get ready to emerge the goddess within each of us, both the feminine and the masculine. If you have any questions about yourself that you have no answers to, this is the show for you. Let's emerge together and emerge better. Now here is your host, Dr. Brie Gibbs.
Welcome everyone to the Goddess Emergence, where we emerge together, emerge better. I have been through some things lately, and I learned some new techniques, and I wanted to bring it forward this time in this show. I think it's important that we learn about our energy and how we deplete it and how do we replenish it. And so as healers, as life coaches, we guide others on their journey, and there's times we overextend ourselves and we get stuck. It's like, why are we so tired? What happened to us? And, how do we regain that energy? So today I'm going to explain a lot of this and why it's so important, the new technique that I've been given. Hi, Theresa. How are you?
I am good, thank you.
Are you ready for the show?
Oh, I am so ready. I'm very anxious to hear what you have to say.
Well, let's start off with this. Depleting our energy, like I said, is the worst thing that can happen. As I'm doing this show right now, I start to deplete energy. I'm putting so much energy into the show and giving this information. And when I get up, how do I regain it? And we get tired or whatever. So this show is just not for healers. This is for everyone. A dog walker, somebody else that any kind of job, corporate jobs, regular life, a housewife, a husband, and you come home and you're tired. Where did that energy go? So let's start off with this. As healers, we use our hands a lot. We put them on the person to heal them. As we put the intention in to heal them, we actually release our energy into the client. And then we think, okay, we're done. We do this job, direct the energy where it needs to go, whatever healing type of technique you're using. And what happens is we forgot to bring our own energy back into us. This is how we get sick, tired, and said, okay, I can only do 3 healings today. Or I can, and a lot of people shouldn't go over 3 healings a day. That's just own physical well-being. But as we did this, and this is what I've learned, I was depleting myself all these years. Getting, like I said, getting sick, health problems, diabetes, everything. It caused so much problem. So one day I was told by one of my guides, you're depleting your energy and you're not rebuilding it back up into you. So I started thinking about that. So I was working on somebody one day and I started putting the energy into them. I thought, okay, I'm going to put some crystal healing in them. So I called in the energy of the crystal healing, the crystal I wanted, put it in them. As I was doing this work on this person, I went, how do I get my energy back and leave the healing in? Well, what I did was called my own energy back that comes back clean and pure back into my body, and the healing just remained in the client's body. When I did that, it was like an aha moment. I got it in there, and it was like my energy came back into me. I was not tired. I did not feel depleted, and I started working with it. this time while I've been off the air, getting my throat healthy again and all that stuff. As I started working on it, I started getting my throat healthy also. And you see what I had got through in my throat, the raspy voice that I had. And I go, that's the mistake we are all making. So I asked my guides about this. I said, why weren't we taught that? Well, it's new. It's new technology. We realize how you're depleting your energy and how we can bring it back to you and how you have to take control of that. So I take this breath right now. I put myself back from what I'm saying and just take a breath and replenish the energy right now back into me. So it goes out, comes back clean and pure back into my so a lot of this we're going to talk about today. The one thing I want to talk about is that when we're even doing our daily lives, washing dishes, um, going grocery store, whatever, driving your car, you're using energy again, and you want to bring that back into you. So the one thing is to come back home and you say, okay, all that was out there that I just left, I call back my own energy back into me to come pure and clean back in my body so I can breathe again and not leave it anywhere hanging out there. And that's really important thing you want to do. We all go and protect ourselves. We do the best we can. But if we do not do this, we have problems. Do you have any questions on this, Teresa?
Yes. Well, I'm thinking about what you said. And in the spiritual community, you know how we like to make a lot of just sayings over time.
Mhm.
Everything is energy, but we really haven't expanded on that. So this, I think, is very powerful. And I don't think we think about everything as energy when we do our day-to-day activity. But
Mhm.
I kind of have a little bit of a question on, we've talked before about energy having this sort of ripple effect. And can you explain a little bit of that? We say everything we do has a ripple effect. What does that really mean in this context?
In this context, it does not have a ripple effect. This
Okay.
is straight for the person yourself, or for myself, or anybody that's using this technique. Um, it does not ripple out.
Okay.
It's contained in you. So let's just say you're home and you're cooking dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use a simple reason for this one. You're cooking dinner, and it takes time and effort to do that. So you're putting energy into that, and you go, okay, I'm done. The dishes are done. I'm just gonna sit. I'm so tired. I'm done for the day, right? That's where you forgot to call back your energy back into your body. I mean, it's so simple when you really think about it. We don't take that time to look at it and say, that's why I've been so tired all these years. This is what's wrong with me. Why I don't feel like I want to do anything except get up and do what I have to do and then go watch a movie, lay down, play with my dogs or whatever, because I depleted the energy. And we're gonna take a break here in a little bit, but in just about a minute. But the thing about it is we'll get more in depth in this. But this is just an opening on why it's so important. You hold your energy. We come back, we were talking about holding the energy. See you in a few minutes. Hi, welcome back, everyone. Many things have evolved from the other side. New technology that's being released right now while we're going through the great shift of consciousness and this world changing, involving humanity. And that's why a lot of the rules the Creator has given us have evolved also. So if we're stuck in a mind pattern and we're set in that pattern of we cannot do this because it will not hold the energy. So we take a sphere, let's just say in your hand, and you're looking at that and you go, okay, this is the energy I want to send to someone. You can do that and put it in the body, or you're doing long distance healing, remote healing, whatever you'd like to do. You sent your energy in that sphere. How do you call it back? Teresa, do you have an idea on that?
Well, I'm thinking intention, number one, is
Mhm.
everything, right?
Mhm.
And the words you use.
Yes.
But
So,
there's a thought pattern to that probably we need a little more explanation on.
right. So in the thought patterns that we carry in the cellular memory, some of them are old. So you're moving the old thought pattern out. Oh, I'm done. I did what I had to do.
Okay.
Now, you depleted your energy there. So what you want to say, like I said, you can come up with your own mantra you want to use.
Mhm.
But what I was using is leaving the energy there. May all healing energy stay in the body. May all my energy come back to me and into me completely pure and clean. So nothing is transferred from client to healer.
Okay.
That stops the transfer effect. Um, you want to be real careful with that one, and just make sure that you're not transferring nothing. That I'm a big thing about that. That's why it's the last month being off on purpose. Um, when you change the mind's thought pattern, and you finally train yourself enough, and it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, this took like I would say 2-3 weeks of really focusing on it. Um, Taking that old pattern out and putting this new pattern in the files. Let's just say in our head, right? We have files.
Mhm.
Okay, you put it in the file and you're able to stop that from happening without even thinking about that. Do you understand what I mean on that one?
Yeah. Now, do you do the same process that you would do when you're doing healing on yourself?
Yes.
Same thing.
So if you're going to do some self healing work,
Mhm.
you're putting in the energy of, I'm just going to use crystals today. So let's say we're going to use rose quartz for love, right? You're
Mhm.
putting love into, let's say, your knee. Okay.
Mhm.
And you know that knee needs love. Love heals everything, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're putting it in, here's your knee, and you're putting it in your knee. Okay. Your hands on there. You're directing the energy. You're telling the energy to liquefy, go into under all the joints, whatever the problem you have in the knee. Okay. And the kneecap, everything. You direct it in. Then when you're done, you slowly pull yourself back out, your energy. Your intention is to leave it in there. I talk out loud, so I'm leaving the healing energy in the body. I return my energy back to me, clean and pure. So it's up all in the mind thought patterns that we
Mhm.
use for this one.
Okay.
So that's one example that we can use. Um, there's several different examples that can be done as we go forward. The one thing I want to say is that when you're out in public,
Mhm.
let's say, okay, here we go. We all go get our hair done. Is that releasing energy when they trim your hair?
Mhm.
And that, what do you think?
I think so. Yes.
Yes, you're correct. So that's another time you want to call back your own energy because they have worked in your hair and you're going, okay, they've had their fingers in your hair. So you
Mhm.
want to cleanse by removing their energy from you and bring back your own clean and pure again. So it's a constant process all day long. You're doing this.
I would think it would be the same process if we're walking through a shopping mall,
Hmm.
for example, or any kind of a large crowd of people, whatever event you're at.
Right.
Okay.
So you and I have dogs, right?
Yes.
So you're working with India. I'm working with Hercules. Let's say, right?
Mhm.
Both big dogs that have to be groomed, taken care of. So you're putting your energy into them.
Mhm.
Same process again.
Thing. Okay.
It's so important that people understand that. I think that if we look at as, let's say we're crossing our arms, right?
Mhm.
That's looking at blocking everything, right?
Right.
Okay, so when you block that, You block the energy. Okay.
Mhm.
When you open up, you release the energy.
Okay.
Then what happens to it if you released it? You have to call it back again. So if everything's energy, no matter if it's money, whether it's the work you're doing on your computer to get ready to for your day, whatever kind of, if you're a corporate worker, working in nursing, whatever you do, your energy. And that's one thing I want to talk about right now. That's real important. Nursing is all the all the patients that are in the hospital
Mhm.
that you work with. Excuse me, my throat still has some problems. I'm sorry. It's getting better. But when you're working in your hospitals, doctors and nurses, they're working with so many people. Think about how they are not calling back their own energy.
Yeah.
And these are doctors are scientists,
Mhm.
so they know about energy. They know about the human body. They know about the mitochondrion. That's still not, they're not calling back their energy. So a piece of them is left with every single person she worked with all day long in their, let's say, 16-hour shift, whatever they have, right? And it's like, wait a minute, how do I get this message out today that
Mhm.
nurses and doctors and healthcare learn to bring back their energy? And the only way I can do it is by talking right now. So the one thing I would recommend, uh, my doctor's great about listening about this stuff. Talk to your doctors, talk to other people, and let them know that, hey, I'm releasing energy and I need to take it back. Have you heard about that? Have you heard about releasing your own energy and why you're so tired? How do you bring it back? That way, that part now can be a ripple effect
Mhm. Okay.
by teaching others.
Yes.
So it's like a simple mantra. I release their energy. I leave the healing in the body, or I release their energy. I bring back mine pure and clean back into myself. And as you do that every day, or even as we took the break, I brought back the energy I had used for the first portion of the radio show. So, just to have an example of something that you might use.
Um, just talking on the phone to people, which I do seems like all day long. And sometimes it's a simple conversation, sometimes it's people asking for help, sometimes it's me offering advice, or sometimes I'm just listening. And I hadn't really thought about extending energy, but there are some conversations you get back that you're pretty tired, but there's also some that you get very energized on. So it seems like it could go both ways.
So you're saying energized on something that makes you really
Yeah,
happy, right?
yeah.
Okay, so while you're talking to them, you deplete your energy. Even though you're happy, you still
Mhm.
deplete it.
Still depleting it. Okay, no matter
So,
what you're feeling.
right.
Okay, okay.
So it's like call it back in your own energy. Leave that what you did on that phone there,
Mm.
and then bring your own energy back into yourself. I bring it into my crown, so it will come all the way back down improperly. So it comes through all the 70 trillion cells that we have,
Yeah.
every aspect of ourselves that we may have been or whatever. If you can remember past lives, everything that might be in you. And so when you're bringing that energy back in, that all is being replaced also.
Mhm.
So, of a memory of a past life, let's just say, I have a few, you have a few. So you
Mhm.
go back and you look at that in the side memory, and you're talking to somebody, depleting energy again. So you bring that back in again. And so it's actually a really simple technique, but you have to discipline yourself.
Mhm.
And if you're willing to take that step to discipline yourself, you can heal so much of yourself
Mhm.
and your thought patterns and what you want to do with your life even.
Mhm.
So I have a situation going on right now where I'm making serious decisions about my own life right now.
Mhm. Mhm.
And, you know, it takes energy. whether I'm looking to book a flight or I'm looking to find a hotel somewhere. You know, we just been through that, right?
Mhm.
And that took energy. And when I was done, I went, oops. I was so tired afterwards, I wouldn't lay down with it. I was so tired. I was so tired. What's going on? I forgot to call. I left it all at the computer, right?
Mhm.
It's all sitting here right here in front of me. And then I called it back in. I was like, that was my problem the whole time.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we'll take a break. Sorry, a short break and be right back. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. During the break, Teresa and I were talking, and she's going to hit me up with some questions. She's got some good ones. So, Teresa, hit me up.
Well, okay, it seems like the last couple of years, we've talked a lot about, I mean, talking about the whole spiritual community and everybody about the need to self-heal.
Mhm.
And it can be so confusing. We think about healing physical things, and sometimes we know how, sometimes we don't, or how to heal emotional things that maybe, have happened to us. Well, what about things that we know there's something there, but we don't remember how to heal? How do we get at maybe some deep seated healing that needs to occur, but we've either got it buried or we just can't find it?
One thing is, okay, so that's a really deep subject, and that's good.
It is a deep
It
subject.
really is. So let's hit that up right now and get that out of the way. And it's not getting out of the way, it's talking about it, by the way.
How do we
So,
start?
yeah. So the first thing is you feeling there's something wrong with you. We check the physical. Okay. Physical. Yeah. I have a sore knee, sore hip, or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Is that the problem? I can't figure. Nope. I don't think that's it. You check the emotional body, which is 3 feet out. And you're looking, or you can text the side remember at the same time, but you're looking at that and you're going, wait a minute, I'm not feeling quite right. What's happening in my emotional life? And you look at that and you can see something, but you'll see, oh, I had an argument with someone that
Mhm.
affected me,
Mhm.
or I didn't like quite how I ended this conversation, or I just feel tired. Why am I tired? I'm emotionally tired because it's going to hit your physical. You're going to look at the energy of that reason.
Mhm.
And so self love is very important in holding the energy for yourself of love.
Mhm.
And if you can hold that energy, you will not deplete.
Mhm.
Does that answer kind of your
Yeah,
question?
and we can bring that, use the example earlier of using, let's say, rose quartz, which is healing. I'll use
Hmm.
that one because you wear a lot of pink. And it's
I
pretty.
love pink. Sorry.
Well, but you could do that as a matter of course every day for yourself and bring
Mhm.
that emotional healing energy in. Sometimes what you hear could be so fast that you might miss it. But is that a practice we can do really every day as we
Yes.
heal ourselves?
Yes.
Looking for things where people can start that are maybe new to this and haven't done a lot of this kind of self-healing. It can be overwhelming to know where to start.
You
Would that be an
know,
example of what we could do?
yeah, here's something that you could do. So there was some healing work I had to do on myself
Mhm.
with the throat that was happening with me, right?
Mhm.
I go, what's the thing I could do? Oh, well, I have a rose quartz necklace I want to put on. Okay, that has energy. I
Mhm.
like wearing it.
Mhm.
Okay, it's of love. So I put it on. I'm not looking at using crystal helium right now. I'm just looking at what's making me feel good enough to hold on that energy. Me with jewelry is a way of me holding on to my energy. There's a reason I wear a pink sapphire or wear pink.
Mhm.
Um, it's spiritual, but yet it's something I've loved since I was a little girl.
Mhm.
It's just who I am. The pinks, the blacks, and the other colors, right? So wearing a piece of jewelry actually can help you start centering yourself into finding out what that problem is and going, okay, I recognize it. Now, how do I get into that? You go in and look again, same process. Look and find out what the problem is. Now, the other thing, what you can do is take a simple little paperwork here,
Mhm.
start writing down what is affecting you.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be so difficult. That's the problem. Things are so difficult. Let's make it easier now. And that's what the creator and the team has done now for all of us, is to make it easier for us. You know, it's like working with someone, right? And you go, okay, I'm going to work with them. I know it's going to be hard, but I can do it, right?
Mhm.
And you go, okay, what do I do now? First thing is make sure you don't deplete your energy. Hold on to your own energy. Have a conversation with that person. Find out what's happening. And then we go from there, taking it one step at a time. And remember to always bring back your energy.
Mhm.
Did I answer that for you?
Yeah, it does. I think a lot of people that I talk to suffer from self-worth, of
Mm-hmm.
feeling they're not good enough or I'm doing enough. You know, whatever that is as you walk through people. But I find if we don't maybe show some of these techniques that they can do for themselves, you can use a lot of words with them, but sometimes we can't convince them that they're okay.
No.
You know, and that's always been kind of the process that we've used before, is trying to convince people you are worth, you're beautiful, you're this. That doesn't always work with people
No.
unless
We
they
can.
can feel it themselves. So this
Right.
is something I think would work.
Mhm. So if somebody does not feel worthy,
Mhm,
because a lot of things on health right now.
mhm,
Um, so if they're not feeling worthy right now,
mhm,
there is a reason. So with my clients, what I've told them is, let's just say they don't feel they're beautiful.
mhm,
Okay, I'm not pretty enough to be this or that. I just me. I'm just, that's it, right?
mhm,
Everyone's beautiful to me. Everyone shines their light. Okay. Put sticky notes up and say, I am worthy to love myself. I am worthy to be beautiful. I am who I am. I love who I am. Hold that energy in you. It's the most important thing you do right there on that one.
mhm. I've actually had people write down the things they like about themselves. What do you love about yourself? And make a big long list and then hang on to that, because that's energy.
Hmm.
And remind yourself why you like you. And the list grows.
Yes.
Mhm,
So, but are they accepting it though as they write it down?
mhm.
That's the big question.
That's the question.
And so, as I went through my own transformation, which everybody's aware of,
Mhm,
I had to learn me again. And that was learning the new energy inside me. That was learned did from the entwinement with Belle. Um, Knowing that I was okay, I could handle this energy. Her energy and my energy are like, just entwined, right? And her energy is a lot higher than mine. So we had to balance it.
mhm,
And when you're balancing energy, it's like, what are those old uh they would weigh things on
mhm.
to
Oh,
measure?
yeah.
Yeah, it's so old I can't
Yeah.
remember it. It looks
Mhm,
like a clock type thing. But
yeah.
anyway, so okay, so here's your energy. You're up here.
Mhm,
You're happen to be with your sister. Let's just say I've got a sister. So I would say my sister,
mhm,
right? And she's here. Okay, I'm not saying that she's lower than me. Her energy level may not be up high enough. So with your help by guiding them, because that's all we can do is be a guide. We can help guide them, bring their energy level up. It may be for the time you're there,
Mhm.
but when you're done, you release her energy back to her. You call your energy back into you to be pure and clean and come in through the crown back into you. The other thing is that people with really big hearts, givers, we will give everything we can to a person,
Mhm.
an animal, anything that needs us, any type of, let's just say, the zoos,
Mhm.
okay, animals, okay, or I want to use something else to the this is my heart side to the homeless.
Mhm.
A lot of us will do anything to help them right now,
Mhm.
whether we send love to them, whether we take out a sandwich to them, stop and give them a few dollars or whatever you'd like to do. Um, you're giving energy out. So you have to leave the love that you sent to them there, or the dollar, whatever you did, buy them lunch, whatever, right? And sorry, that's a real tough one for me. You know that, Teresa.
Yes.
Um, you have to leave that energy there. You've done your job. You have to call back yours back clean and pure through the crown and back in. And that's something I want to talk about right now.
Mhm.
You don't know these people's journey. You don't know why they're homeless. Be kind, please. There's so much chaos happening right now that people forget to be kind.
Mhm.
It's a simple step. It's a simple step to hold your energy of love and kindness. Somebody asked me, Brie, how can you do this? How can you help those people? I have a right to judge them. None of us do. The Creator made us all the way we are. I may not like I was overweight to carry the problem, but He still loves us for who we are. And that's one thing I got to put out there right now,
Mhm.
because there was times I did not think I was going to make it. And He gave me the encouragement, along with my guides, that yes, you can make it. And that's energy they put into me, which they had to pull their own back out,
Mhm.
and gave me the strength to know I could do it. There's a situation, like I said, that I'm handling right now. And this morning I was talked to by one of my guides, I'll say, and I had to pull myself together to do the show. It was emotional. And I listened to every word he had to say to me. And he's right. But it's an emotional factor that's in my mind thought patterns that I have to let go of
Mhm.
and realize that I'm depleting my energy over a situation and I have to call it all back. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. So I want to talk about emotional healing and how do we make it through every day without harming ourselves or others. I know that sometimes I can have a really busy day, and if I forget to call back my energy, I can be harsh. And I'll admit that. I can forget what I'm doing. I go, oh yeah, I was just gonna make meatloaf. I'll just use that for example. And you forget, oh, I forgot to pull the meat out of the freezer. Why would that happen, Teresa?
I think our focus gets so scattered. That happens to me all the time. So I'm just sitting here thinking about the need to pull back that energy and to re-energize, but to refocus yourself too.
And
Hadn't thought
that's
quite that way.
right. And so when you're doing that, You're
Mhm.
actually bringing back your energy back into you.
Mhm.
Um,
So
daily
you're
life.
centering yourself too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely right on that. Um, you know, when you look at the things we do daily,
Mhm.
so we get up in the morning, like for me, I get up in the morning, get my cup of coffee, I go sit down, and I think about my day, what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
That's my routine. What is your routine?
I get up, open up the house, get everything set up, feed the dog, feed the birds, because I like to feed the birds.
Hmm.
Um, make my coffee, make sure everything is all set. Then I go sit down and drink my coffee and figure out what's today like. What do I need to do and what I
Right.
want to do? Is that
So
similar to yours?
yes. So it's very similar to mine. Yeah.
And then I talk to Brie.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. So the thing about it is the one thing I have figured out. So I
Mhm,
getting up slowly, not
mhm,
just jumping out of bed, grab my bathroom, whatever I'm going to do. Okay, walk and do have my coffee, sit down because we travel at night and we do things out of body, right? Through the consciousness, bring back the energy, back pure and clean back into you.
okay.
Especially, there's a lot of people who realize they travel at night, okay? Or they're not in their body, okay? They might feel like, man, I feel a little hungover. What I do, I know I didn't drink last night. Well, that's telling you you're out of your body. Bring yourself back in. And if you, and it's just a simple technique of breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then bring back your energy back that you used all night. You may have been working on people, healing people. Teresa, you do the same thing.
Mhm,
You leave, you heal people, you do
yes.
what you have to do. And you come back and you go, I'm tired. Why am I tired drinking my coffee?
Mhm,
There's the reason why.
yeah. I would think before you get out of bed, it might be a darn good practice.
It's a really good practice to
Yeah.
do that. I woke up this morning on my body and I needed one of my guides help to help get me back in. It was like, where did I go? What did I do? You know,
Mhm,
and, you know, there's times you wake up that way.
yeah.
So you want to breathe that energy back into you, pure and clean through the crowd so it comes back completely into you.
Mhm,
And
good.
leave whatever happened in sleep state away from you for the day till you're ready to look at it.
Mhm,
Sometimes I want to look at it, sometimes I go, oh no, I don't want to look at this one. So actually, whatever happened last night, I want to find out what happened because I came back like, I'm not in my body. I can't breathe, and feel what I'm doing. So I need my energy back. And so my guide had to help me. So you have any more other questions on that?
No, but just as we were talking in this show, something even as when we're done talking to our guides or we're done writing something, maybe we're channeling something or writing this down is pull our energy back too.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really everything
Especially,
we do.
right. So you brought up a good thing, mediums and channelers.
Right.
So when you're channeling, you're interpreting what you've heard.
Hmm.
Okay. So you use a lot of energy there.
Yes.
Leave that energy of the being that you're hearing from. It could be your guide. It could be,
Hmm.
um, you know, one of the sisters. You might get a message from. I'll just use Pele for example. Okay. Somebody might be channeling Pele. Okay. And getting that information. Well, you have to leave her energy there and get it out in the computer wherever you're writing this, right? If you're
Hmm.
writing it or you're telling the others,
Hmm.
release Pele, her energy, bring your energy back in clean and pure.
Good.
Now, as mediums, it's a little different as a trans medium for me, leaving the body, bringing in the other being into me to speak to you. Let's say, well, like Gazira, okay?
Hmm.
From over 76,000 years ago, and we're going to talk about that one day about the black diamond energy. But the thing about it is the same process, and I would get tired afterwards. I couldn't figure out why. Well, now I have the answer. I was depleting my energy, but I was happy when I was done.
Hmm.
But why was I so tired? It's because of that.
Every
Everything,
exchange uses energy, doesn't it?
right, right. And so they're psychic mediums.
Mhm.
It's like, and they bring people through from the other side, and they talk to people and give wonderful messages. The same thing, they deplete their energies.
So that would apply even though we may hear just a message from our guides,
Hmm.
unsolicited. Same
Right.
thing.
Hmm.
Okay.
And sometimes if they come in unsolicited, there's always a really
Yes.
good reason. I'm going to say that right now. They've done a lot to me as like, okay, but it's very well taken because it is something that's need to be said. Um, I'll use me for example. Last night, one of my guys had to talk to me about a situation, and came across very gently, very kind, and put me in my place. But yeah, at the same time, gave me the love I needed and helped me. So I was able to release my guide, and I have a few of them, and my guide, this one, and bring back my energy.
Mhm.
And it was very well needed. So I would never say ever say unsolicited because you never
Always
know.
needed.
Always, I mean, I may not like it, but it's needed.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And just think of the amount of energy they have to use to come to us.
Yes. Yes.
That's one thing.
And I think that happens frequently throughout a day. So I
Hmm.
think the more we can keep that awareness in our head of being able to, bring our energy back pure and clear, and be aware of all that.
And we're listening to guys. So think about all
Yes.
the angels that are working with us.
Mm-hmm. And how many times we call them for help.
Yes. How many times, do you think about them and go, okay, yeah, they should be on, I've gotten kind of scolded. Do you think that you're the only person we have to help? Do you think that? Gosh, what are you doing, right? Not quite that way, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, I
And
do.
it's
Yes.
like,
Got
oh
those
my
same
gosh,
messages.
it's not like I can keep calling upon um, Archangel Michael and Gabriel Raphael. I mean, I could go on, right? But it's not, this is on Gabriel, but the thing is that there's thousands of angels. And, right, we all call upon the main three. We call them the dream
That's
team,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the dream team can't keep coming every time we turn around, so they have to delegate, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm like going, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, they delegate, they send someone to help us. Huh? One, thank them for the job that they've done, no matter if you know who came or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let them know, you know, that you're thankful and release their energy and bring back yours to you. Um, Praying, meditating, releasing energy again. Bring back your own energy when you come back, especially in meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to quick examples. We don't have 2 minutes left of the show. Do you have any other examples you might want to throw out there, Teresa?
I think just, gosh, anybody that we interface with. I think it's some of the service people we have that come to the door, or delivery people that are, I mean, when you think of all the interactions you have every day, even if you're staying home, there's still a lot of people that are coming and going and walking by and engaging with you, even just for a few minutes. That's still an exchange of energy.
Right.
Yes. Especially if you
So,
have a short conversation with them.
right. And so if you're engaging in that energy with them and you're
Mhm.
having the conversation with them, again, the process is releasing them, bring back the energy through the crowd, pure and clean, so you can revibrate and replenish your own energy. We have a minute left. What I want to say right now is the lessons I've learned over being tired and being sick. I find that is all because I depleted my energy. It was something that was needed to be brought out in this lifetime. And during the time we're going through the great shift of consciousness and this world is changing rapidly, you know, we may not like everything that's happening in the politics or what's happening in the medical fields or whatever. But holding on to their energy is not what we're supposed to do. We are to hold on to our own. Whether you like to wear pink like me or, or whatever, it's my energy. And replenish it. So when I'm done with this show here in a few minutes, actually in less than a minute, I'll be replenishing my energy. Theresa, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you for listening to Goddess Emergence. You can get a hold of me at drbriegibbs.com and Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I'm on everything. And you all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time on the Goddess Emergence, where we emerge together and emerge better.
Thank you for listening to the Goddess Emergence Show with Dr. Brie Gibbs. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 2 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to experience spiritual pathway that addresses your physical health, emotional frequency, mental clarity, and spiritual well-being, all in perfect harmony. This isn't just an ideal. It is the comprehensive nature of the Goddess Emergence Show with Dr. Brie, a spiritual leader, healer, and trance medium who, alongside the Goddess Bell and the Creator, offer messages from the masters never shared or released on the planet. Beyond the show, Dr. Brie offers individual and group sessions at drbriegibbs.com. That's drbriegibbs.com. We hope to see you next time.